Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Healy Horizon. Can you believe we are almost at the end of October? If you take a moment to reflect, you will notice that the new year is right there on the horizon. And that means it's the perfect time to pause, reset, and strive to become the best version of yourself. Now, what better way to do that than by looking inward and exploring the depths of who you truly are? This month's Healy Horizon is all about soul searching, or better to say, embracing the inner landscape. We will navigate through topics of self-discovery, the power of introspection, and the beauty of the growth process. After all, real transformation starts from within. It's all about nurturing our inner world so that we can thrive outwardly. To guide us through this theme today, I am pleased to have two amazing guests joining us. Jessica Humphries and Andrea Morschhäuser, both of who will be sharing their insights into holistic well-being, but also their personal growth. I can't wait to hear from them in just a bit. And yes, for those of you wondering about the giveaway, it is happening again. I won't spoil the details just yet, but trust me, you don't want to miss it. So I would recommend stick around with us to find out how you can participate and what prizes you could win. All right, let's get started with today's episode, shall we? Soul searching is an essential part of self-development. It's about tuning into your inner world, identifying your true values, and also understanding the things that make you feel aligned. And of course, the Healy device can be an incredible companion on this journey. Whether, for example, you are using it for clarity, for emotional balance, or energy alignment, it supports you every step of the process. I'm so excited for all the inspiration and wisdom that is about to unfold. Let's welcome our first guest speaker, Jessica Humphries. Jessica is not only an independent Healy World member with the director rank, but she is also an advocate of wellness with a deep passion for helping others embrace their full potential. Her approach is rooted in mindfulness and spiritual growth. Today, she will be sharing her perspective on reconnecting with our inner selves on a soul level.
Hello, Healy World. Jessica Humphries here. I'm so happy and grateful to be on today's episode of Healy Horizon, talking about soul searching, embracing your inner landscape. I'm from Canada and I live in the province of Quebec in a small mountain town called Mont-Tremblant. I'm someone who's passionate about the outdoors, inspiring people to move outdoors and just enjoy the beautiful energy of nature, as well as I love teaching and everything dealing with energy healing. So I've created my career around this over the last 20 years, and I teach outdoor fitness, outdoor yoga, as well as I'm a Reiki practitioner. So for the Healy's been in my world for the last 2 years. And so the message I'd like to pass today is give you a little bit of my backstory of how Healy has helped me on my soul path, as well as give you a few tricks and tips of how to use the Healy to embrace your inner landscape as well as your soul path. So about 2 years ago, when the Healy came into my life, I was in a transition period of my life. I had just come out of a 12-year marriage, and I was in a partnership that was more controlling. Controlling in the way where I had very low self-esteem, even though I'm a very confident person, business person, outgoing, there was always within this lack of confidence, self-confidence, and lack of self-love. So I'd always go get my validation from the outside. And rarely did I look within, because looking within for me was really scary. And it was also anything, the darkness or any of the raw emotions that were coming up, I would tend to push them away by focusing more on the exterior and being loved. So that's where I came into my relationship, where I was in a controlling relationship where I followed the person's values in terms of family, in terms of health, in terms of community. And I lost myself over the last 12 years. Before the marriage, people knew me as Jessica, like the fitness trainer in the area, really, really bubbly and fun. And I was following my soul path. And then I got into a karmic relationship, which I don't regret at all. It was one of the most beautiful experiences because it brought me to what I do not want. And it brought me also to the tools for me to get myself out of where I was at, more on my divine life path. And now I help others the same way. So the Healy, for me, the way it came into my life, it was very serendipitous, but that's usually how it happens. When you call the Healy in, the Healy comes. So I was giving Reiki treatments, and I had some clients that were asking me, they were like, I really understand, energy is passing through our body, it's passing through our energy field, but is there any way where we can actually see our different chakras? Can we see, and I was like, is there a device that can do this? And I was like, why not? So I put it out there in the universe as soon as my clients had kind of expressed that to me. And then 2 weeks later, I saw Anna Lozano talking about the Healy, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, frequency, energy. Oh, I want to know more about this. And it was through the aura scan. That's what hooked me in, because that's exactly what I was looking for. So I do have a golden retriever right now, for some reason, turning around on his back. But hey, I guess when people also have kids at their house, this is what happens. So that's the random paw hopping up there. So as soon as I saw one little video about the Healy, I was like, that's exactly what I was looking for. And I bought it right away, and I started using it on myself. And the tool that I used the most at the beginning was definitely the aura scan. And the aura scan is such a beautiful tool to help us see what's going on in the inner landscape. Because most of the time we're looking at the exterior, the beautiful landscapes in front of us, and everyday landscapes change, whether it's through weather, whether it's through planetary changes, and whether it's through seasons. And we tend not to always go within, because what's within is a little scary. So for myself, I started sitting in meditation a little bit longer. I started just listening to my body, seeing what emotions were coming up. Even if they were painful, I was allowing them to come up. And then when I started using the aura scan, it was so beautiful because I was getting this lovely reading of what was actually going on in my body, what was actually going on in my energy field. And I listened to it. I was like, okay, thank you. I appreciate this. This is what I need to know. And then we have the beautiful tool that we can actually start to unblock these blockages and start to realign and harmonize our bioenergy field. And I was already doing it using Reiki. I was already doing it playing outdoors, being on the frequency of fun, the frequency of love. But then when you combine it with this beautiful tool that you have access to on a daily basis, my life just started to skyrocket. People were like, Jessica, you're back. Jessica, you are just luminous. And I just started to manifest all of these beautiful things because I was on a higher frequency. And as I was starting to clear out these energies, as I was starting to look within and I was accepting it, I was going within, I was embracing the inner landscape of all of the different, like everything that was coming up, this beautiful canvas of emotions and of maybe like past traumas and, just sitting with it. But then allowing it to transmute, to release. And then I would go out in nature and I would shake it off and I would just kind of like really release it. This allowed me to feel way more aligned, and I started to attract in the beautiful things I was already calling in, but I was always too blocked to actually start receiving. So that's the aura scan. If you're not using the aura scan, like on a weekly basis or on a daily basis, I would definitely start giving it a try, and just show up with an open heart, show up with just, I'm open and receptive to receive these beautiful messages. And then after that, you can use it, you can vibrate it for 6, 12 minutes, depending on how you feel in that moment. You can start off really easy and just vibrate it for a minute or 2 minutes, but then just make sure you go out and do some energy release outdoors or shake it off. And as you do that on a weekly basis, you're going to notice that things just start to lighten. You know, you start to feel lighter, you start to manifest certain things. For sure, you're going to have maybe some healing crises come up, and all those things that were kind of like pushed down into all those different little corners, or maybe in your bioenergy field around you that felt heavy, or things you were holding in your energy backpack, just start to come up to surface. And it's time to look at them, and it's time to love them and embrace them and see what the beautiful challenge and message and learning is from it, and then release it. And doing that on a continuous basis just allows you to be lighter, have an energy field that's more full, that's more protected. It's beautiful. That's how we can be more on our soul path. And that's how I have definitely used the Healy for myself, but also for my clients and all of the members that I'm bringing in. And that's definitely my mission, is to allow people to be more aligned with who they are. Go within, really listen, sit with what's there, allow it to come up, and then have this beautiful tool that can help you realign so that you feel way more peaceful in your heart. And my goal is really to have people to be more peaceful and happy in their heart. And when that happens, their soul path, because everyone's soul path is different, will start to align. And then that's going to have a ripple effect on the people around them. And that's just like a beautiful little mission. And then the other tools that I use with Healy, and we're talking about the soul path. So what programs do you think I'm going to talk about? Definitely the soul cycle programs. I've had those for the last year, and I always use them with the coil. So they're working more in the energy field in terms of my emotions. And what I'll do is, after I've done my aura scan, I'll usually see which program I'm in resonance with the soul cycle, and then I'll run it either in the afternoon, or I'll run it right away as I go out for like a nice walk. And programs like acceptance, so accepting what's happening, and maybe there's some burden going on, and maybe there's an emotion that you need to deal with, the emotion program, or maybe you just feel like you need to realign the chakras so you're going more aura pure or inner balance. And right now I'm running self-confidence. So anytime I have a presentation, I'll run self-confidence, or if I need a little bit more confidence, running confidence. So if you don't have the soul program already, look into it, because it's definitely they have beautiful programs. And for me, the whole Healy experience up to now has been an emotional one for me. And it's such a beautiful tool to help us on all levels: physical, emotional, spiritual, mental. But for me, the most impact that's had on me is in terms of my emotions. It's taking that time every day to go within, to look at that inner landscape, and then have this beautiful tool that can help us realign. So I hope I was able to give you a little bit of inspiration on how you can use the Healy to feel a little bit better in your heart and in your soul, and for you to feel way more aligned with what your beautiful special gifts are, and to inspire others to do the same. So on that note, I hope you guys have a great rest of the episode. Bye.
Thank you, Jessica, for sharing your expertise with us. It is so powerful to hear how reconnecting with yourself has been such a life-changing experience for both you and those you have guided along the way. Next up, we have something special lined up for our live viewers. Here is how it works. I will ask a question, and those of you joining us live can share your response in the chat. Very simple, right? So, we will select the winners at random, and here is what you could win. The first is a 3-month Elements, our new supplement line subscription, the perfect solution to keep you on track with your nourishment and to enhance your Healy and myhealy experience. The second prize is a Healy Gold edition, just what you need to tap into the best you in time for 2025. And here is the question. What is one part of yourself you would like to explore more deeply as we move toward the new year? You may get started, and so please drop your answers in the live chat. And now we have another special guest here. Please give a warm welcome to Andrea Morschhäuser, an independent Healy World member with executive director rank. Andrea is deeply committed to empowering individuals to strive towards their healthiest, most aligned, and also balanced selves. I know she is going to bring some powerful insights for us today. Andrea, it's an honor to have you here, and welcome.
Hallo, liebe Healy Family. Vielen Dank für die Einladung.
Hello, dear Healy family. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm delighted to be here today. My name is Andrea Morschhäuser. I'm 56 years young and the proud mother of 4 wonderful children. Since 2021, I've now found my new home in Denmark. And about my career, about my CV, I worked as a pharmaceutical technical assistant in pharmacies for over 30 years, until I reached a point where I could no longer stand behind what doctors were prescribing and people were thoughtlessly consuming. Yes, and that's how I came to the decision to do another training course, to become a beautician. And I passed my exam for this on my 50th birthday and started my own business straight away. Thanks to my experience in the pharmacy and, yes, also many pharmacy customers who came to my studio, I worked more and more holistically because our skin is simply a reflection of our health and our soul anyway. And that's why I invested in a large frequency device, in the 5-figure range, to be able to respond even better to my customers' needs. And then Healy came into my life. And I was so impressed by what Healy was able to achieve in such a short space of time that I immediately got myself 3 rental Healy devices to dive even deeper. And I quickly realized that so much was happening. And since my emigration, I've just been a Healy ambassador because I think it's so important to go outside with the opportunities that the Healy offers us. And in the meantime, we also had the myhealy, which was then added to the Healy World portfolio over time. And that was the beginning of my own transformation. It was the beginning of a journey to my true inner self. And I'm so grateful to Healy, and I would like to share this experience with you now. In the course of our lives, we often encounter the question, who are we really? And what moves us deep inside? And it was the same for me. I was actually always searching for my true self, for the true core of my being. And now I refer to my inner core as my inner landscape. It consists of various decisions, our values, our daily actions. And I only came to this by creating real clarity and simply discarding various shells and layers that were created by different experiences in my life, by parents, teachers, employers, partners, and also beliefs that have shaped me. And I think that's how we all feel. And if we now imagine that we're entering a space where we have taken various steps to go deeper, a space, a world with my own values, my own convictions, and my own desires, once I've recognized this, then I can be much truer to myself, to my own decisions, to my own thoughts, to develop myself further and not just accept opinions from outside, but to really always ask myself, what do I really want? Or do I want to make a different decision? And in our normal world, the everyday world of hustle and bustle and uncertainty, can we really stand by our true selves and make the best decisions? I mean, I often ask myself, what attitude do I want to take? What values do I represent? And what is really important? Because every decision we make shapes our landscape, our own inner landscape. And yes, it's really important not to leave it to the unconscious, but to really shape it consciously, because our attitude to the challenges of our lives is simply the choice that defines us every day. And I think that is a huge gift when we're aware of this responsibility. After all, it not only shapes us, but also our future generations, our decisions, our actions, and our thinking. And in every moment in which we really treat ourselves with mindfulness and self-reflection, we can simply just lead an active life, take an active part in our own life. And yes, that's what makes it so exciting. I would never have been able to speak here in the past or be a speaker at the Healy Roadshow last year if I hadn't, let's just say, cleaned up my inner self and cleared out the old blocks that were there. And that's why I'm so grateful that I let the Healy into my life through the frequencies. And also, I always call it my reprogramming, because through my reprogramming, I have a completely different direction in my life and completely different new goals. The frequencies have also reshaped my inner landscape, and now I can really embrace my soul and understand myself on a very deep inner level, because I've really realised for myself how powerful it is when you consciously make your own decisions and don't just let yourself drift or simply make decisions unconsciously. And this transformation has been a great benefit for me, but also a great blessing, which I just really wish for all people and for the whole of humanity. Because I firmly believe that when we've tidied up inside ourselves, when we've cleared up our issues, we can then live with so much more joy and much more peace, with much more fulfillment on the outside. And so it's up to us to keep choosing love and gratitude and clarity. And I really do see this in the values and philosophy of the Healy Company, and that makes me really proud, which is why I'd like to say to everyone, dare to search for your own soul, embrace your inner landscape and make conscious decisions, because that really happens so quickly with the Healy that you can really find your true nature. So I think you can take the slow route or get the support that we already have here today. And the Healy is a wonderful tool to accompany this process. And finally, I'd just like to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the experience that I was allowed to have and that I know I'll be allowed to have again. I look forward to the rest of my journey. Thank you for the support I've received through the frequencies and the work in the information field. And thank you for the opportunity to share this with you today. And I wish us all the courage to realize that we have the power to shape our inner landscape and embrace our soul. And with that, I would like to send my best wishes from Denmark. Best regards, Andrea Morschhäuser.
Liebste Grüße, eure Andrea Morschhäuser.
Thank you, Andrea, for sharing your wisdom, but also your true passion for holistic well-being and growth. Now, before we wrap up, I want to share a special feature from our community. We have asked our dear members and Healy lovers, let's call them like that, to share their journeys, reflections, and also good vibes, and we have been overwhelmed with all the amazing submissions. We love seeing on how Healy has been part of your soul-searching experiences. Here are some of the heartfelt moments.
Hello, lovely people. I want to tell you how so much in love I am with my Healy. And I use this Healy with my coil as well, because I use it all the time. And I happen to broke this coil. And today I got a packet from them. And they have sent me a new coil. So their team is super amazing. I love my Healy. #Healy. Super love it.
Armoniza y equilibra tu cuerpo físico, mental, emocional y tu campo bioenergético con un dispositivo portátil con tecnología de frecuencias y microcorrientes. Te presento a Healy. Healy cuenta con más de 300 programas listos para usarse y con 30 análisis disponibles para usarse en segundos y en tiempo real. Lo interesante de Healy es que eleva tu frecuencia vibratoria y además te trae información de tu inconsciente para transformarlo desde tu forma consciente. Eleva tu frecuencia y optimiza tu bienestar.
One of the common themes that I see with my clients is them completely wired, from their nervous system always being on fight or flight. And that's why I love using the Healy programs like balancing your nerves, like the exhaustion system, and like the 20-minute program Find Flow, which focuses on the parasympathetic system, as well as mental balance programs.
Hallo ihr Lieben, hier ist er endlich, mein Gewinn von Healy. Seid ihr auch so aufgeregt wie ich?
Ja, Elements, genial. Ich freue mich so sehr. Vielen Dank, Healy. Jetzt kann ich noch mehr mich unterstützen bei meinen täglichen Herausforderungen und meine Healy Experience noch mehr verbessern, mein Wohlbefinden. Und Morning und Night. Morning werde ich jetzt gleich ausprobieren.
As we close out today's episode of Healy Horizon, I want to thank you all for watching, and a special thank you to our wonderful guest speakers, Jessica and Andrea. Remember that we are all a work in progress. Soul searching is just not one-time exercise. It's a lifelong journey, and we need to continue working to become better than we were yesterday. So keep it up, stay awesome, and take care until we meet again. Bye-bye.